What a fantastic! We all know that Finnish is pretty weird and unique language, and in case you don't believe me, I'm gonna introduce you 12 pretty commonly used phrases that make no absolute sense. Let's go check them out. And make sure to subscribe to get more Finland-related content in the future. And become a fantastic. And the phrase number 1 we have is KUSTA HUNAJAA. And literally this means to pee honey. So KUSTA is to pee in basic form and HUNAJAA is honey in party form. The actual meaning of this is to be like happier than ever, like you're super happy about something. For example, I could say Jesse kusee hunajaa, koska sillä oli palkkapäivä eilen. So Jesse is peeing honey because he had his payday yesterday. So it's actually just a very funny way to say someone's really happy. And if you say this to your Finnish buddies, you're gonna make them laugh. So you can definitely take this to your repertoire. Number 2 is one of my personal favorites, and lähdetään helvettiin tästä keilahallista. And you've probably heard this one on this channel before, but this is just so funny I cannot leave it out. Literally this means let's get the hell out of here from this bowling alley. And the idea is that you can refer to any possible place that you are in that moment with bowling alley. So if you're in your workplace or you're in a nightclub, or you're in the shopping mall, and you just say lähdetään helvettiin tästä keilahallista, it just means that let's get out of here. But it's just a very funny way to say it. And my good friend Miksu also suggested that you can make this even funnier by saying lähdetään helvettiin tästä pajatsopalatsista. So pajatso is this old-fashioned Finnish gambling game where you put the coins and then you use this kind of button to flick the coins and hope they fall through this gates to earn money. And palatsi, it just means palace, so it's like a pajatso palace. And it's just a very funny phrase. Every time I would hear this, I would make them laugh. And you can just use this to say, let's get the hell out of here. And you can of course use this without helvettiin, which means the hell. You can just say lähdetään tästä keilahallista, but if you just use the helvetti, it makes this more funny, so good stuff. Number 3 is quite interesting. Ei tule lasta eikä paskaa. Literally this means this, how do I even translate this? This won't become a child or a shit. Of course, this doesn't make any sense if I'm translating it directly, but let me just open this to you. Okay, let me give you a concrete example. Let's say that I'm editing a super complex video and then I get frustrated, like I said, ei tästä tuu lasta eikä paskaa. It's like I'm getting frustrated and I cannot proceed, so I'm kind of giving up in this sense. I had to actually give this a little bit of thought, and you know, when women are giving birth, they are like, you know, and eventually the child will pop out, or you might also accidentally poop a little bit. So when you're really struggling, something like, you're doing something, but then nothing happens, so you didn't even get a shit or a child. Did you manage to get what I was saying? This is actually a little bit complex, a little bit kind of tricky one. But if you didn't, let me know in the comments below and I'll clarify to you. Number 4 is quite unique one. Syö rautaa ja paskoo kettinkiä. Literally this means to eat iron and shit chain. The real meaning of this is to be like a really tough person, a really tough guy. So for example, if I say Mika syö rautaa ja paskoo kettinkiä, it means like Mika is really a tough dude, like he's really unbeatable and stuff. And I think this was originally used in Tuntematon sotilas, which is one of the most famous novels, Finnish novels. In my opinion, this isn't really used that often, but if you know this, you're gonna get some points from the Finns. Phrase number 5 we have is älä nuolaise ennen kuin tipahtaa. Literally this means don't lick before it drops. And what the hell does this mean? Basically, the real meaning of this is don't get too cocky too early, or like don't celebrate it too soon. So because you know, sometimes if you get too cocky, something bad might happen and you know, then you just get messed up. Okay, let's say that you're for example watching Finland's ice hockey match and Finland is leading 3-0, so that's a pretty good lead. But then we could say älä nuolaise ennen kuin tipahtaa, so it means that the opposite team could still do a comeback, you know. So that's the idea of this one. So if someone is getting too cocky, you need to kind of, you know, make them slow down a little bit. Then you can use this älä nuolaise ennen kuin tipahtaa. Next one is pretty good and very easy one as well. Vihainen kuin perseeseen ammuttu karhu. And literally this means angry like a bear shot in the ass. And let's think about it. If you were a bear and someone would shot you with a rifle in the ass, I would bet my ass that you'd be quite pissed, wouldn't you? This is very easy to use, so it means that someone is just really angry or really pissed. For example, you might say, mun pomo on vihainen kuin perseeseen ammuttu karhu, which means my boss is angry, well, like you know, very angry basically. And you can start using this right away but make sure don't to piss off Finns. This next one is probably the funniest on this list, and it's KUIN KUSTEN JUOSTU. So for example, if I would say tää homma on kuin KUSTEN JUOSTU, literally this would mean something sort of like this is done like peeing while running. That's pretty funny. So let's imagine this. If you were to run and pee at the same time, that would be kind of messy, wouldn't it? So that's exactly the point of this phrase. So if I would say like tää on kuin KUSTEN JUOSTU, it's totally messed up. So someone had to do like a task. It's completely messed up. It's not completed at all. I could say tää on kuin KUSTEN JUOSTU. So it was done like someone was peeing and running at the same time. So completely messy, not good, and make sure to use this phrase as well because it will make Finns laugh for the, well, just use it because it will work. Next phrase we have is vettä tulee kuin Esterin perseestä, and literally this means something like it's raining like it's coming out of Esther's ass. And the real meaning is that it's raining like no tomorrow, so it's raining a lot. It's like a complete downpour. Esteri is a female name in Finnish, but where does this phrase actually originally come from? No one really knows. There was some theories on the internet, but yeah, so it seems this Esteri person was, I just don't know. So it just means that it's when it's raining like a lot, it's like coming out of Esteri's ass, and no one knows why. But the thing is that you can start using this phrase. It's a little bit nasty, because there's the word perse, so you want to make sure that you don't use this in public, but if with your friends, this can be quite funny. But this next phrase is pretty easy and really good to use as well. IHAN SIKANA, literally this means like as a pig, like very as a pig. That doesn't make any sense at all, so let's take some examples again. For example, if I say tykkään susta ihan sikana. Tykkään susta ihan sikana. This means that I like you a lot or very much. So this ihan sikana means a lot or very much. If we try to rationally think this, that you like so much that you're almost like a pig, I guess pigs are kind of showing affection somehow. I don't know, but that's how it works in this phrase. Let's take another example to make sure that we will all understand it. For example, if I say puistossa oli ihan sikana porukkaa. Puistossa oli ihan sikana porukkaa. In the park there was lots of people. So lots of people, ihan sikana. So ihan sikana means like a lot, and you can start using this right away, and you will definitely score some points from Finns if you use this. This next one is actually quite funny. This is tarpeeton kuin paavin pallit. Tarpeeton kuin paavin pallit. Literally this means useless like the balls of the Pope. Of course, the meaning is that something is just very, very useless, For example, if I had an extra bed in my place, I could say, tää sänky on tarpeeton kuin paavin pallit. So it means that this bed is as useless as the balls of the Pope. And, well, I guess Pope isn't just that active in the bedroom, so maybe that's where it comes from. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. This next one is actually quite interesting as well. Kaikkeen tottuu paitsi jääpuikkoon perseessä. That's a quite long one. Let's see what this one means. Literally, this means you get to use to everything except an icicle in your ass. I'm so going to hell for making you this video. If we think this through, like if you put an icicle in your ass and you wanted to get used to it, but once you are getting used to it, it will melt. So you actually never get to used to it. But anything else in the world, you can get used to it. I got the love Finnish mindset. Oh my god. So let's say, for example, that you've just started a new job and you have like a very tough, very first dates. For the first the very first days and weeks can be quite tough when you're learning the new stuff and stuff. And you're talking with your new colleague and you're saying, it's like so much stuff and I'm so tired, And then they might say like, kaikkeen tottuu paitsi jääpuikkoon perseessä. So it just implies that you will eventually get used to that. Except the icicle in your ass. Next one is pretty interesting one. Vahinko ei tule kello kaulassa. Literally this means that the accident doesn't come wearing a bell. Practically this means that you can never anticipate when an accident might happen to you. So for example, let's say that you are in a restaurant, you're carrying a tray full of plates and food, and then you would just eventually trip on a chair or something that you couldn't see. It was just purely impossible for you to see, so you had like a bad luck. and then your body might say like vahinko ei tule kello kaulassa, so it means that the accent doesn't let you know that it's going to happen, because if the accent would wear a bell, then it would cling, 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 you would hear the bell. This is actually very philosophical, very kind of deep stuff. And is this really used nowadays? Well, some people might use, well, I think it's a little bit older one, but definitely all Finnish people do recognize this, so this is also good to know. And the bonus one for you, this is actually very funny. Katos ku pieru Saharaan. And literally this means disappeared like a fart in Sahara desert. So if, for example, you're in a nightclub with your friends and one of your friends goes missing, you cannot find them anywhere, then you can just say, for example, that Miksu katos ku pieru Saharaan. So Miksu disappeared like a fart in the Sahara. And I guess if we again think through this, if you fart in the Sahara deserts, I think it will be gone forever if you do that. So again, I think Finnish mindset goes quite well with this one. And if you want to understand the spoken language and the spoken Finnish better, I can send you my free introduction spoken Finnish course to your email, so you can do that in the description link and I will send it to your email. So make sure to watch that and I'll see you in the next video. Moi moi!